What's happening, guys and girls? Acronator here, and welcome to another live stream of Skyrim. Last episode we started the Dawnguard DLC. I think we did. Yeah, I think we started it last time. And this episode, you're going to get a fair amount of the way done. Actually, I wasn't expecting to get quite as far as I did last time. So we're going to go into the giant glowing portal. Just for, I don't know, transparency's sake, the only thing I did. Usually the FOV 90, just to make sure that I don't get motion sick from, 50 FOV. And then toggle menus is just to get the, is that. Or the, Instagram thing. I have to think of something, and I like doing videos as opposed to static images. Looks nicer.
Are you alright? That looked painful.
Not really, but sure.
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The soul Cairn is, well, hungry, for lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment. There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among them. I could probably go through there without a problem. Not your first choice, I guess? Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours. My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the ideal masters. It might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the soul cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe. I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way, something that would be easier for you. Just know that whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
This is why I have been saving, I downloaded Oblivion, and that game is very different. Because you don't have all these hotkeys for like menus and stuff. It's like the menu is one hotkey. So I've been pressing. Yeah, anyways, the reason I have been saving this, I believe, is because, unless my memory is failing me, Black Soul Gem is what you need for this to not become a vampire, which it's a pain in the ass to do that because you get the debuff and all that.
Made up your mind? Are you sure? I'm willing to do it, but you need to think it through. You'll remain mortal, but you'll find yourself weakened within the soul cairn.
Personally, I've never found like any actual debuff in the soul cairn, so I'm not sure if it's just story or maybe because at this point the only other character I've done this with is a pure archery character, not a stealth archery. So maybe it doesn't affect archery that much because archery's broken.
I know this is difficult for you. I hope you trust me. I'd never do anything that could hurt you. Thank you. Let's not waste any more time then. I promise to make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Do I? Wait. Did I not need the Black Soul Stone at all? No, wait, yeah, okay, so I'm just going crazy. Yeah, I swear I needed the Black Soul Stone for something. Black Soul Stone. Oh, Diablo. Please. Black Soul Gem. I was gonna say, is it gonna go? Because one thing that really disheartened me with Oblivion is...
I never thought I'd see it myself.
Sorry, I'll listen.
So far, it's about what I imagined.
Anyways, with Oblivion, something went screwy. So my save is corrupted, and I might have to restart 7 hours worth of gameplay. In which case, I'm probably just going to console command my way through. Because I really don't feel like playing through those 7 hours all over again. Is that an enemy? I don't remember, to be honest. I also have been doing stealth archery with that. Anyways, yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to restart. Oblivion. Obviously not on stream, but I want to figure out if like that's just a standard issue. What? What? It didn't even show up on my... Jesus Christ, you're powerful. It didn't even show up on my radar yet, and they were dead. Wait, what was that? Corrupt soul drain effect. This... blah 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 blah. Doesn't really matter. That's fair. Oh, what, the getting back to the point I was with console commands? Yeah. Like, after 7 hours, and like, it took a while. Oh god, what? Sure. Anyways, a good like 2 of those hours were trying to figure out the menus and stuff, but like I'm not going through that again. But I also really want to play the game. I would say it's a weaker game than Skyrim, but it's still a good game, and I want to play it. It's like, the big difference I've noticed is there's not as many side quests, per se. Like, you can go into a random cave in Oblivion, but there's not going to be anything there for you. It's just kind of boring. As opposed to Skyrim, you can at least go into a cave and there'll be like a little mini story behind it and like a giant chest at the end. Well, this guy's useful. Oh. Okay. Not doing that now. Probably at some point, because I believe that gives me a cool horse. So yeah. And what I'll probably end up doing is when like, Oblivion would randomly crash. And I know it's not my computer, because my computer doesn't do that for anything else. My computer's freaking beast, if I'm being honest. I had to, the processor and the RAM died this past summer, so I had to replace those, but then I also had to replace the motherboard, because I needed a new processor. And my old one was like 6... Oh, hi, Arvac. Okay. Pretty sure that's Arvac. So, anyways, I know it's not my computer, it's Oblivion. It also does make me very leery for Morrowind, because I also have that game in my library. Not installed, I'll probably do it after Oblivion. But, I'll probably use this playthrough attempt on Oblivion. I'll probably just have to restart. I technically have an autosave that's not corrupted, but whenever I try to save it, it becomes corrupted, so I don't know. Maybe it's like partially corrupted. I think this time around with Oblivion, I'll... Okay then. Ah.
Where'd you come from?
Anyways, I'll use that as like a test run to make sure if it still gives me issues. I think part of the issue was it's how to describe it. I think it didn't like full screen mode. Oh, hi. So I'm going to test it out, and if I can play through normally in windowed mode, then so be it. You know, that's not the biggest sacrifice in the world. But if it still is giving me issues, then I'm probably not going to bother streaming it. I still want to play it. Hopefully I can play through the whole thing, because there's not as much longevity to the game, but the story is still really good. Unfortunately, the story's the only thing to do, though. Wow, really? That was it? I swear, that was longer the first time I did this. Maybe because I explored more? I don't know. I mean, I know there's more to this, but I could have sworn that there was more
Mother?
prior to this.
Can't be. Serana?
Princess Leia hairdo right there. Well, sort of.
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside?
I guess
We
not.
have to talk.
Close,
What are you doing here?
but not quite.
Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed you. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. to make everything right.
Wait a minute. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you.
I mean,
So
Wall?
how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise
Whoa,
of
that's a funky effect around the
in
bow.
an effort to hunt me down. Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe.
How do you know that? I literally have 0 Dawnguard armor or weapons on me.
To prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean? The power of friendship. It will save us.
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
Blind the eye of the dragon? Okay.
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. You survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that. It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal, his place in oblivion. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
By riddling his face with arrows. Perhaps her death is destined.
If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected.
Try me.
Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans?
No. You're pretty weak. You couldn't even kill him if you tried.
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart.
That's funny. They
You're here
they
because
kind of
your abomination
popped out on that line. They're like, we don't know what choice you made and we don't care.
Serana, this stranger aligns himself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal.
Hey,
Yet I should entrust
I think they're dicks too. Just calm down.
Stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
Dare you. I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you'd only open your eyes, the moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible...
What is it with like, oh, I need blood. Let's just kill the person. It's like, then you lose the unlimited supply.
You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just
Where
expected me
in
to
this
follow
blood
you.
sacrifice does it say anything about death?
You were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different.
Why not just get a divorce?
I want us to
I mean, I feel like this is about as symbolic a divorce as you can get. There's literally a wall.
Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll...
There's a beautiful skybox.
Your
Oh,
intentions
yeah, I was looking at that.
unclear to me. But for Serana's sake,
It's gonna stop me in it.
I'll assist you in
Nope.
any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
This is the part that was a pain in the ass.
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that
Yep.
surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the Cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's those 3 towers, but they're so far away. That's the biggest pain. Conveniently left one of my the one key to my impenetrable fortress outside my fortress. Yes, basically. This is probably the least fun part about this whole thing. Partially because I refuse to not sneak. Because the sneak attack bonus is way too useful. And these things make almost no noise when they start spawning. I also tend to lose Serana, so it's usually just me on my own. Oh. Oh. Oh, they're in there. Like, I've had it where, like, I'll be done with this tower and I'll be heading to, like, the one over there, and then Serana will just meet up with me in the middle, because I've outrun her so much. Hey. Yeah. Game spooks me enough. I don't need, like, lightning to come down and just break right at my feet. See, and it doesn't help that they're so far away from each other. Thought something was spawning. It's hard to tell because I know they spawn from the bone piles, but I don't specifically know, like, which ones. I have had it in the past where I can snipe the people from, like, the ground, but it's not easy. What about the ghost horse? I'm gonna get to that another day. I just want to get through the main story, and then, like, when I finish all the main stories for, like, all the DLCs, I'm gonna... Ah, well. Well. The stagger. I love archery so much. My arrows do nothing, but it doesn't matter if I can just insta-stun. Yes. So some of those I know you have to like climb up the entire. There's like actual towers, and you have to climb up them. But I suppose that was the one where you didn't. So I thought it was over there. Can I ride the ghost horse? I will get there eventually. Like, legitimately, I'm just gonna come back and do like all the side quests that aren't a pain in the ass. So basically all of them besides the Crown of Baron Zaya, because that quest sucks. Doesn't even give you a worthwhile piece of equipment. Like, oh hey look, there's this pretty crown that doesn't do anything useful. At least not more so than anything else that you could find. Stop. Loud. I'm actually really surprised no skeletons have spawned from here. And that is one big difference that I've had to adjust to trying to learn Oblivion is like there are no real side quests. Like there's some. You can get some from like rumors and stuff. But there's not that much. There's no real point in exploring. Because the gear doesn't really scale. It's just kind of permanently low level. You get some amount of like duration or durability. Oh, screw you.
Where'd you come from?
Yeah. Where? I didn't see anything. I'm just gonna take that as my cue to leave, I guess. Actually, let me check. I'm curious. Active effect. Health, magic, stamina. Recover more slowly. They're reduced by 45. Okay, but like... that's still a lot of health. I don't care about magicka. And my stamina's already through the roof, so that doesn't matter. Like... this literally doesn't affect me. Maybe that's why, because I don't really... I usually play long-range characters for the most part. So it doesn't even matter if my health and stamina are decreased. Stamina in particular is just through the roof already. Like, it doesn't matter if I die quicker if they die the same speed. I also feel like some of the enemies here could be slightly more varied, because you have like skeletons and then armored skeletons. That's about it. He's actually doing good keeping up with me this time. Not used to having her help me. See, I saw that banner and I was like, ooh, is that a thing? But it's not a thing. I think it's that crumbled tower. And then the last one is over there somewhere. That. Oh. Hey, there's the horse. That did indeed startle me. What's up? Okay, bye. This guy kind of looked like this when I was driving home, but more pink. I mean, if you have like an interdimensional portal, opening in. Yeah. If you have an interdimensional portal opening up on your drive home, then that's not a good thing. Oh, he's right there. Oh, damn, that was a really nice shot. Wow, he runs fast. Okay. This is going a lot faster than I remembered. Significantly faster. I also find it interesting that the architecture here almost looks reminiscent of, like, a mix between Dwarven and Daedric. Makes you wonder if the Dwemer had anything to do with, like, the Daedra on a deeper level. I know the orcs do, I don't know about the Dwemer. They're so cryptic in their lore, at least in Skyrim. Wow, that didn't really do that much damage. I mean, I know I have very little damage on these arrows, but I guess I was expecting more. What the hell is that shooting at anyways? I... Have any shield on? That would be cool. Oh, the Dwemer Daedra thing. Good luck with that, buddy. Anyways, yeah. I haven't really found very much Dwemer stuff in Oblivion. I have found some Elven stuff. I feel like with Oblivion, they focused really heavily on the story. And we're like, okay, let's make these stories drag out a little bit. Not in a bad way, drag out, but like, they go on for much longer. But they also are less vague in a way. For Skyrim, they were more like, okay, let's just let them do whatever the hell they want. I have no idea about Morrowind. I own it. I haven't played it yet. That game I think will be interesting because Oblivion, for the first like hour or so, I was like, this game has not aged well. And then once I got into it, I was like, okay, it actually makes some sense when you get down to it. Really? What are you doing right there? I swear, I remembered climbing up towers to, or maybe that's after this. That wasn't the guy I was thinking. Ah! Well, screw you! Screw you too. That is terrifying, by the way. There is the guy I was thinking of. No, it wasn't. Where's Serana? Where do these arrows come from? Oh, wait. What? Where the hell's Serana? Oh! Hi there. Hey, no, you? Bastard's dying. Gonna miss, isn't it? Nope! Damn, I'm good. Oh, hi. He is very close, though. There he is. See, I want some space. Oh, this is what I was thinking of. Yes, it is. Okay, this is what I was thinking of. For some reason, that translated to all of them being like this in my head. Also, the movement speed in Oblivion is painfully slow. Is that? Can't be. No. We're gonna say, is that an enemy? Wait, is this the tower that I sniped someone off of? Because that would be incredible. Oh. Oh dear. Ah! Suck it! No, you don't. Missed! Arrows did he have? Like iron? Whoa. Dragon bone arrows. Take! Damn it, I want! I want the arrows. Those are the best arrows. Bastard. Sharing is caring. Oh yeah, sure, now you show up. No? Where'd she go? Is she... Whatever, she'll catch up. I'm OP. Man, stealth archery breaks the game. And that's something that I am very glad I'll have for the Dragonborn DLC. By the time I get there, my archery will definitely hit 100. And the final archery skill is actually the most broken, incredible piece of work they could have ever put into the game. Because it consistently, mind you, breaks the game because you'll paralyze an enemy, they'll stiffen up, and the physics engine kind of like kicks in and they bounce high off the ground. So you'll have like a slow-mo shot where you'll actually miss the target because you shot at the ground where they were standing, except they weren't there. And instead they are swiftly flying about 30 feet up in the air at least. Am I even going? Well, that was useful. Actually, I think... Oh god. Like, months and months ago, this might have been like closer to August. Somewhere on my Instagram, I swear there's a video of that. Like, I shot at a bear, and it just like flying up, and I'm like, what the actual hell did I just witness? It is the most glorious thing, and when I discovered that, or like the second time, because the first time I was so dumbfounded at what just happened, but like once I realized what was happening, I made sense of what was happening, stealth archery just became like the best thing for me. I don't think Oblivion has anything quite like that. Then again, I wouldn't expect them to.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive. Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnevere. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
Why did I have both of these favorited? I only want one of them, but I don't remember which one. Want that one favorited. Let's save. I have no... Oh, there, hold on. There you go. I'm gonna say I have no idea where she went, but she's right there. I have 2 copies of... You spent centuries in this one area. And you have 3 books, 2 of which are copies.
I don't think I could be doing this alone.
This fight is the biggest pain in the ass. Probably this entire expansion pack DLC.
Wait, I hear something.
He's here. Defend yourself.
Ah. Oh wow, that did a lot of damage for a really weak arrow. Hey, no, land. You're dragon rendered, please. Just do what you're supposed to. Take care of the ads. I'll take care of the giant dragon. Not cool. Oh yes. Yes. Give me the soul. I know it's not going to, but I wish. At least give me the arrow back, you bastard.
Come on, she's leading us to the scroll.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon.
Come on, she's leading us to the scroll.
I don't remember for certain, but I'm quite positive that he's gonna show up again in about 3 minutes. Shut up and show me the damn in here, isn't it? Do it. Do it. Yenna.
Astonishment. Volumes written on Durnevere allege that it can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's skin. It's possible that your killer
Got spooky eyes, she's a vampire.
Durnevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself. Minutes, hours, years. I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get
My bet's on minutes.
control and you can be on your way. What did you want?
I think I could be. That's it. That's the last scroll. Come on, let's take it to Dexter.
There's 0 chance that we are walking out of this courtyard without the damn dragon coming up again.
Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way. If there's anything I can do before you depart, you must let me know. So my daughter applied some of the lessons I taught her about necromancy, did she? Don't worry. I think I can help you. Your soul essence was trapped inside a gem. When you and Serana entered the soul cairn, it was given to the Ideal Masters as payment. You simply need to retrieve the gem. The moment you touch it, your soul essence will be restored. There's an offering altar not terribly far from here. I'm willing to bet that the gem you're looking for is there. Is there anything else? Could be your last chance. I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Harkon. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition. I appreciate your concern, but Serana is all that I care about. You must keep her safe at all costs. Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises, he'll deceive you in order to get what he wants. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left.
Wait. Yeah, I might want to do this first. Just might. Where's the dragon? I swear to God, he's gonna pop up. Found him.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death. The hostility was necessary. I was bound to an oath. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle.
Then how did you end up here?
Honor name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue. Your words do me great honor.
I mean, it took like a whole 5 arrows to kill you, man.
Was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you. For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there. I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more. I will place my name with you and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum. Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal.
I just had a really interesting idea.
Answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right.
I wonder how much he would help in the Mirak fight at the end of the Dragonborn DLC. Because that fight's a bitch. But I know he is extremely powerful. I've had him 1v1 dragons in Tamriel before, and it's worked. Like, he can legit 1v1 another dragon, so I feel like he could do a fair amount of damage and be relatively useful.
There was a time when I called Tamriel my home, but those days have long since passed. The Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that resulted in immense and ultimately fatal battles. I was, but unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain...
Ternavir is a good boy.
I began to explore what the Dova call Elok Gilan, the ancient forbidden art that you call necromancy. The Ideal masters assured me that my powers would be unmatched, that I could raise legions of the undead. In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valerica. I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but fortunately they couldn't possess my soul. Free? No. I have been here too long, Panarin. The Soul Cairn has become a part of what I am. I can never fully call Tamriel my home again, or I would surely perish. I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there, through your call.
Okay. Let's get that soul gem and get the hell out of here. This did not take half as long as I remember doing it the first time. Granted, I believe the first time I did like the vast majority of this DLC like in one sitting. Like I went from basically all of last stream to like well past where I am right now. So maybe that's why. Apparently jumping is faster. I just did it for the hell of it. In Oblivion, I found that jumping increases your acrobatic skill but lowers your stamina, so I'll just like, I found a nice little interval of jumping where it's like a few steps then jump, a few steps then jump, so it's just permanently keeping your stamina at about the same level. So my acrobatics level is actually quite high. For no real reason. Oh, this is a nightmare. It's one giant maze, effectively. Ooh. Nice. No. Dude. What? You're kidding me. There's like no physical way possible that they would have seen me. Loud. Better. She's still down there, isn't she? Well. Hey. You stop. Well, that was easier than I was expecting. Okay. kidding me. What? No. How high? I don't know where his bow went, but it's on a different planet now. I have no idea where Serana is. Is that her? Maybe not. Let me... Yep. Just wanted to check. The difference is that these men have bones. God damn it. I think it's over there. What's the point of this invisible wall? I still have no clue where Serana is. I know there's a break in the wall somewhere. There's no map for this place. I would wager to say that's it. Yep. There's the exit. That looks dumber than I expected. Oh. I remember this place being a hell of a lot longer. But then again, I don't mind getting out of here relatively fast. I am really close to level 33, but I really want to get to maxed out archery first.
What is it?
Hey then. don't trust that. Where am I going? Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Screw it. Not fast track. God damn it. Fine.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Cool. I should be able to fast travel from this location. I don't see the point of not just allowing the map to move however far. It's a very beautiful fort. Fortunate that there's no real reason to explore it. That is another nice thing that I've noticed in Oblivion that doesn't do that. It's that weird glitch where the doors can kinda stay open. Granted, I don't have to worry about my saves corrupting with Skyrim, so, you know. Oh, you bastard.
I trust your journey was successful.
Dude has a blindfold on and we're about to tell him to read 2 more Elder Scrolls. Oh, this is torture for him.
I'm sorry, my friend. I can no longer be of use in this matter. It's my fault. In my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the careful preparation required. I thought I'd be able to allay the after effects, but I was wrong. Now I am paying for it. Blind? Yes, I'm afraid so. No, it will have to run its course, and there's always the chance I may never recover. No, there is another way. The question is, how much are you willing to risk to find Oriel's bow? I can't guarantee you'd be free from harm. Becoming blind could be the least of your worries. Scattered across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the glade should provide the answers you seek. It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract Ancestor Moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight needed to decipher the scrolls. In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the Ancestor Glade, an implement known as a draw knife. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works for you. From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy. Deciphering one of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a simple book. There is quite a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even years to complete a single scroll, and even then, months to recover. Sadly, yes. It is the inevitable fate we agree to pursue when reading the Elder Scrolls. It generally does not occur until a moth priest is in his latter years, but in my case, I simply was not preparing myself properly. Good luck. I hope you find the answers you seek.
Getting close. Always keeping an eye. As soon as I get, I think it's 8,700, I'm just gonna go for 9k. I can upgrade here. Probably off stream. There's no real reason to do it on stream. If I remember correctly, it's over here? Down here a little bit. Yep. I should have stealthed before that. Oh wait, this is the one with the this thing. Never mind.
I knew I heard something.
What are the odds? I blame the horse. I can't even see. Well, screw you. That is a high-level Spriggan. No. No. Swear to everything. Well, screw you. There. Are we done yet? Where the hell did Serana go? Oh. It's the horse. Don't you dare. Fine. Anyways. Where the hell am I going? Hey. You're alive, apparently. Why? Believe me, if I could have avoided that, I probably would have. Close enough. See if I remember how to get there. What are the odds that they show up right there? I'm pretty sure I cheesed this a little bit. Yeah, there's a path right there. Anyone else? You know, I'm going to jinx this so damn hard, but I am shocked that we haven't come across a dragon in the wild for a while. Where's the entrance to this place? Must be right up here. kind of hot right over there. I have zero clue where Serana is. For all I know, she could be at the bottom of the mountain right now. This is the interesting part because I have had this glitch out on me before. Easiest way to get over it is to just turn off collision and walk through walls. But I'd like to avoid that.
Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are gonna have some words when we get back.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like it in Skyrim. It's beautiful.
I don't think any fighting happens until after. It's like the least efficient.
Mobs like that bark as much as Dexian said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. Unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
Basically just run around in circles until the moths come after you. And if I recall, shouldn't be many more than 7 groups. Blood. You missed it.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. I never trusted those damn scrolls. Who knows what those things could have done to you? Just look at Dexian. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it? Then it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall cave?
How does this not cause you to go blind again because you did the entire ritual? basically, we did more preparation than the moth priest thing.
Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
Late for that.
Where'd you come from?
She's strong.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. You fucker. What? They still creep me out. See, the glitch is that sometimes that door won't open. Thankfully it did.
Who's there?
Really? Really? Swear to God, Serana.
Your powers are nothing.
Wait, what? Kill! Like, no help. Oh boy. You ready for what is easily the longest cave in Skyrim history? I feel like there aren't enough bears up here to actually justify that. I see you. What? Fuck you! Where does this open up? Huh? Conspicuous cave entrance ever. Or like, what is the craziest rabbit hole in this game's history? Like, I was not prepared the first time I came down here. Oh, and this will actually give us Falmer blood as well. We have plenty of it. Unless I already did that, I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure out. Either way, there's a lot of Falmer down here. Also get to see the only two, we call them, I guess, uncorrupted Falmer, in a way. Not so much corrupted, but really? Oh, wait a minute. That's seriously where we're gonna come out? Wow. That's gonna be surreal. Like, so far down the rabbit hole, I forget what sunlight looks like. In a way. Really, I get plenty of sun down there.
Keep your eyes open here.
Going. What's supposed to happen? Yep. Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. No. I can't even see what I'm shooting at. Oh. Okay, well that worked. Oh hi. Where? Oh god, slow-mo. Archery in Skyrim just is the most broken thing ever. And it's so good because of it. So good. Really? Thank you, because I wanted that. Ah. Okay. Oh wait, the trap's already sprung.
These people were... Why would anyone want to set up camp here? I wonder what happened to them.
You know, that's one thing that I've never really bothered with too much is crossbows. As much as I've put into archery. There's people, but oh no, I guess there is a second bedroom. What might be up here? I forget if this is particularly trolls or Palmer quite yet. Palmer. Oh, okay. Are you okay there? Oh. I knew that wasn't the right way, but I thought there would be like treasure or something. No, it's just the exit. Okay. Spoiler alert, I'm probably not going to be able to finish absolutely everything to do with this cave tonight. Because this cave is like a 3-hour long journey by itself. Anyways, this. Okay. There are trolls down here. I thought so. Not quite into the farmer territory. You're kidding. I can't think. Trying to leave no stone unturned, but this cave is just a nightmare. Here we go.
Did you hear something?
Oh, but I see some things. Oh, that felt good. This is where the real sniping happens. Oh, I didn't want that. Oh wait, I did not even see that chest. Oh, okay, well. I don't see any others, but I swear, there has to be at least one more. Huh? Maybe not.
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here. I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Oriel. Oriel, Oriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves. I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed. Of course, you're here for Oriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance. I need you to kill Archcurate Verther, my brother. The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed.
One of the few remaining snow elves? Yes, specifically one of two.
They swept into the Chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause. The Chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum, where I believe they corrupted Verther. He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting. Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Oriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death. Yes, let me show you.
Huh. I guess they just announced a new hero for Overwatch. I'll have to check that out afterwards.
Was a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the Chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Oriel to our initiates. Once the initiate...
Where did you come from?
It did a ceremonial ewer in the basin of the way shrine center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the Chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. You need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so you can kill your brother and your monks, right?
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment. There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the Chantry. Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the initiate's ewer.
So this guy, who is one of the last remaining members of his entire race and entire culture, spending his life in an underground cave instead of like the College of Winterhold or even a tavern with a bunch of lady elves. I don't know, man, it seems like a waste. Well, this guy is probably hundreds of years old. I don't think they age the same as humans. And, effectively it's just him and his brother, right? And his brother is essentially crazy, so he feels a massive amount of guilt. Or not necessarily deserved guilt for what is going on with like his race. I think he fully understands what the Falmer are and what they've become. And that's not really his primary concern. Although when you think about it, he could very easily at the end of this, if he survives, no spoilers, um, very easily start to
Is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from Way Shrine to just as they did.
start to explore the rest of the world, as it were.
A cavern that represents them. There are 5 in total. Caves? But before I send you on your way, once you've located a Way Shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened. This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey. Questions? I expected as much. We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home. In a manner of speaking, we had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with
I honestly don't remember if he dies either.
surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price: the blinding of our race. There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain. I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
That actually is interesting, because I said before, almost as like a devil's advocate thing of like, I wonder if the dwarves had anything to do with like the Daedra, but he even said right there that not even a toxin could have devolved his people. But that feels like it would be right in line with Daedric, or rather dark magics. Especially considering that's pretty extreme if you think about it. It's like the Falmer had already offered their servitude to the dwarves for protection from the Nords and a place to call their own. And yet the dwarves took it even a step further and were like, no, you need to blind yourselves with like acid, you know. So that to me feels like something like Molag Bal or one of the other Daedric lords would say. I don't know, just my immediate thoughts on the matter.
Questions? I expected as much.
Yeah, right. This is extremely interesting. This is the sort of thing, if you saw my video that I posted like the other day, like the actual scripted video, the one about World of Warcraft, like this is the sort of thing I look for with that series in particular called Unanswered, is I look for like plot holes that aren't necessarily covered. The difficult part is with Elder Scrolls, sometimes these things are answered, but it's like, you know, from like this question would be answered in like Morrowind in the game itself. So it's like, I've not played that, but and I can speculate on it all I want, but there's not necessarily any correct answer, and I try to look for things with a little bit more evidence behind them. But actually this in particular I am quite interested in. I might have to dig a little bit deeper. If I can find even a little bit of shred of evidence, I might make a video on it. Probably not immediately, but I like to spread those out maybe in a few months.
The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene. Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people. Yes, they swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assume that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
Corrupted by them. Sounds like the spread of a pathogen, or once again, like dark magic.
Verther and myself are the only 2 snow elves They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Auriel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties. I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum. This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Auriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wish to become enlightened. Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Sirabane, Yffrey, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines. Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
This character has some of the most interesting dialogue options in the entire game. I wish he had more.
May Auriel watch over you.
I mean, he even said it himself. The Snow Elves didn't worship like the 9 or the 8 or whatever. They worshipped like Akatosh, who is like the big divine among all of them. Which I believe that's one of the only civilizations that has ever been shown to directly just flat out worship Akatosh. Because most of the others worship like the 9 divines or like the 8 divines in the high elf case. They don't like Talos for some reason. Although I suppose they are a very skeptical society. Oh yeah, I love this cave for this one thing. That's like the coolest effect ever. I knew it. I knew it. That's why I was staring straight at it. I was like, wait. Should. If not. Nope. Yes. That's it. The Ogma Infinium is complete. I just realized the irony of killing Palmer with Ancient Nord arrows. I'm gonna keep doing it, mostly because I have like almost 500 of these arrows and they're extremely expendable, but also relatively decent. What is interesting to me is that I don't really see any female Palmer. I wonder if, well, I guess some of the like spellcasters could appear, you know, in a way. I don't know. Let's look. We have the opportunity. Yeah, I suppose there's. Yeah, okay, okay. I take that back. That does indeed look male. Oh, hi there. Really? What the hell is happening with this chorus? See any others? Man, I'm like excited because Overwatch gets a new hero, but at the same time I got a notification on Discord. Like I saw when I see a notification on Discord right now, I assume that it's for the Pug League that I'm active in. Oh, hi there. Because I recently became a staff member for the upcoming season. By the way, that's a thing. Okay. I mean, I wasn't wrong, that was a thing, but... That one as well? It was. Okay, I wasn't sure. I think that was just the plants. But anyways, so like whenever, because I recently became a staff member of that league, whenever I see a notification, I'm thinking, oh good, some discussions for like the new season have gone underway, because mostly it's been me. You? Oh, the green. Yeah, I mean, it's better than fighting the actual bugs themselves, so I'll take it. Although sometimes they do pop up out of those when you shoot them as well.
Looks like these fallen are here to stay.
I mean, they've been here for how long?
That priest was calling it a betrayal.
Oh, I remember this. This room is very weird. With, like, aggro radiuses. Radii. See? Sometimes they pop up regardless. But it's a much smaller chance, I've found. You know, I really wish the Falmer had good loot drops, like their armor and their weapons was actually good, because they're a pain in the ass to fight. I wonder if this is like old relics looted from Snow Elven Society. Oh, that's cool. That's actually a really sick effect. Or if like they're actually still competent enough to brew their own concoctions like that, because like a potion of invisibility, that's no simple feat. Granted, I don't really get into alchemy in the game itself, so I don't know, like, mechanically speaking. More so, I'm thinking, like, just lore-wise, like I usually do, because that's the one thing I'm really good at. I know there are ways to cheese it and shoot through the water to kill things, but I don't trust it enough. Wait, no, there's not a way over here. Over here. I always found this cave to be extremely enlightening in terms of like what you do with like the Falmer lore. Because they're a very interesting race, but you never... What? Where the hell did you come from? Oh, he must have hopped up out of there. Gotcha. I almost want to believe that like the potions in particular, not necessarily the poisons, are like relics, because they're carrying around gold. There's no way in hell that these trade, as they're called, would have any use for currency. They're sort of reverted past that in a way. Imagine if we had to fight that.
Something's not right here. Be careful. I think
Swear to God.
in for some trouble.
I had to check. It is windy as all hell. I can hear it through the game audio, through my headset. That was a really bad trap. Like, let's just... I didn't mean to grab that. Search the chest now. Reading the Snow Elf wiki. Yeah, that's basically how I get most of my lore for Elder Scrolls, because it's much more organized that way. Search up here real quick. Oh, okay. Whew. human skeleton for the moment. Fucking Christ. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. This game is so much scarier at times than like any horror game I've ever played. It doesn't go into more detail. It doesn't go into more detail about how. Okay, what? Oh Jesus, Serana, please. But it does suggest that there are other elves that escaped, and that the brothers are around 4,000 year olds. 4,000 years old. Words. I'd believe it. And, oh boy. But the Falmer are becoming more intelligent and starting to spend time above ground. Okay, so they're actually recovering from whatever state they are/were in, to the point possibly that in Elder Scrolls 6, whenever that comes out, I believe 2021 was the closest estimate, which I am more than happy to wait that long for another game as good if not better than Skyrim. Then we might actually see like Falmer sort of integrating themselves back into this society of Tamriel. You know, I'm trying to be sneaky here. One of them is just gonna jump down from like up there and I'm gonna freak out. See, the thing is I don't like about these is that you can't see them until they jump down. Probably my least favorite animated face in our games, because like before, where I was like, I looked away for literally a second and then they made a noise and I was like, oh Jesus. Don't you dare. Don't you start with me.
This is the kind of thing I've been wanting to see. Next to everything else.
Whew! Hell yeah. Ooh. Oh, fuck you. Yeah. Right in the face. Ah, the invisible wall screwed me over. Or the way to deal with this. Like that, I suppose. This is the one where you can actually shoot through the waterfall. That is interesting, man, because if because if the Falmer are seeming to cover, I feel like my theory of a Daedric magic affecting them would actually be correct. In which case you'd have to wonder, like, who would set it upon them? Would it be the Dwemer? Would it be that's him? Right? Would it be I don't know, I can't really see the Nords in particular, but the Dwemer, just from everything I have seen thus far have shown themselves to be relatively shady. I wouldn't be shocked to see here that their entire culture is based upon a Daedra. I mean, hell, the orcs are, so who's to say? They're attempting to domesticate Taurus. I mean, yes, but that's also not...
Who's there?
coexistence isn't necessarily an extremely advanced trait. Like, it's actually relatively common in a way. Oh, you bastard. It's a combination of generations of toxic Morrowind fungus and generations of slavery via the... Yeah, I don't know if I fully believe that or if it's something else. Oh? Where did those even come from? Well, let me... Oh, it's coming from the chest itself. That's cool. You know, I feel like there's something more to it than just flat out what is said. Because I think it would... they would recover more easily, you know, like a toxin by... Even the guy said, like, a toxin by itself probably didn't cause that. And slavery by itself wouldn't have caused that, and the two combined I don't think would have caused that. That makes me think there was a more magical aspect to it. You okay there? You know, I don't fully believe that's how they that's how they cause the blindness. Oh yeah, I definitely believe the blindness thing. I don't think the de-evolution was caused by either of those things, though. I think the blindness probably just exacerbated the issue. It also would be interesting to see if they are spending more time on the surface, they could eventually, theoretically, regain their sight. Because they would once again need it.
Be careful here. Whatever's on the other side of this,
A saber-tooth? It was a saber-tooth. Oh no! I don't want to level up right now. Okay, well actually I'm not gonna use the skill point yet, but I will give myself, let's see, health or stamina. I honestly feel like I have enough stamina at the moment, so I'm gonna go for health. Just to give me a little bit of extra boost. But I don't want to use the skill point until I actually hit 100 archery, because that's the only thing I want right now. I completely forgot that this veil has cats. Painted cats, no less. Oh, they look painted. And I can't think of anything but that damn theory now. Oh. Poison. Erasing an entire race's identity slowly, starting with blindness, then sanity, totally sounds like Molag Bal. Yeah, it does, right? I mean, like, I could totally see, like, this poison, whatever, being the toxin that caused the blindness, and eventually... Whoa. With the light and everything? That looks like one of the things from Morrowind. Anyways, yeah, I am actually very interested, because there's multiple parts to that theory that feel viable. One of them being the obvious that we were just talking about, but other ones would be like, would that mean that the entire Dwemer race was subjugated by Molag Bal? And I feel like that's possible because we've seen like the entire Orcish race is subjugated by Malakath. Poison. What does that do? I'm curious to see the effect. Ingredients? Perhaps? Poison bloom. Doesn't say. Or even Clavicus Vile, Snow Elves begging for safety, and Vile giving them safety by removing their freedom. Ooh, I don't know. I honestly feel like it doesn't have to be Molag Bal. But it's definitely one of like the darker Daedra. You know, it wouldn't be like Nocturnal or Nocturne. Or Remember served a prince. I definitely feel like it was a Daedra. Like the werewolves? Yeah. Although I feel like it would have to be like a systemic societal thing, you know? Where am I even going? You know, I feel like it's more than just... Whoa. I feel like it's more than just like, oh, they... And they like did this Lord's bidding. It's more like everyone was involved. I'm somewhat disappointed that they didn't make the venison green. Wildlife here has a similar marking to a baby tapir. Yeah, it kind of does. Although these markings glow in the dark. It would be cool as it actually did kill it. I was gonna say, was that gonna kill it? That's actually fascinating. Kind of speaks to how strong the snow elves were. That they survived more than likely this poison right here with nothing but blindness coming out of it. That's actually impressive as all hell in terms of their strength as a people, magically speaking, as well as...
Welcome, Initiate. This is the Way Shrine of Illumination. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment? Then behold Ariel's my friend. Light your path as you
Okay.
seek tranquility within the inner sanctum.
This is already 9 o'clock. I'm gonna try and go for a little bit longer. Actually, I have to see where this leads out. I forget exactly where it does.
Brilliance illuminate your path.
That's so cool. That's also really cool how it's immediate, like, darkness is no longer the thing, because that's not the trial anymore. Excited to see what they do in the next game. Yeah, honestly, same. Although I am more than willing to wait. I know they were talking about... because Fallout 76 was such a critical failure, critical and commercial failure, mind you, that they were going to like try and rush out Elder Scrolls 6. And my friend and I, once we heard that, were like, no, please don't. I will gladly wait another 5 years if you can get another masterpiece. Oh Jesus. Sheogorath is my personal fave. Oh, definitely. That's actually one reason I'm very curious to see the ending of Oblivion, because I believe oh god. I believe at the end of Oblivion the player character becomes Sheogorath, and it's almost confirmed that Sheogorath in Skyrim is Sheogorath, the player character. Why do you think that is? Fallout 76? It was a failure for a bunch of different reasons. Uh, one, because they tried to go way out of their comfort zone. Two, because they didn't have the checks in hand they normally do. So they tried to make an online multiplayer game, but the mechanics weren't really there. The story obviously is non-existent because it's an online multiplayer game. It's essentially just a survival MMO. Let's say, because I haven't done that in a while. There's a lot of different reasons, and then like they refuse to take criticism. They refuse to give the infrastructure for the infrastructure required for good servers, and then they blamed basically the players for not wanting and not liking the game. So that was basically a massive disaster on Bethesda's part. Anyways, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't know how much longer my voice will hold up. So, thank you very much for tuning in live, for those of you that did, and if you enjoyed this stream, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, maybe even subscribe. I attempt to stream every Monday. If not, I usually post on my Instagram if I can't. Anyways, that's all the time I've got for today. So until next time, don't die.